Did you have a conscience then?
I guess not. Are you going to be able to handle that emotionally? I ask them questions like that because I really want them to have. And I remember I was told exactly what to say when to push the contract in front of them.
Wow.
Because that's no fun. That makes sales miserable.
So is your approach to sales, is it consultative or is it more just fulfillment of whatever people want? I mean, have you found yourself turning people their money away because what you provide really wouldn't, even though they're willing to sign the check right now, Nate, because we love what you do?
So the answer is yeah, and today I actually talk a lot of people out of my service because they're not a fit. I know the sales skills. I've been trained. I used to go door to door selling animated Bible stories. And I remember I was told exactly what to say when to push the contract in front of them.
Wow.
And there is a woman that says, we love these videos. We've bought a set of them before, and I was offering a different set, but we're just not interested now. We don't want any. And I knew exactly how to respond to that. And I said the words that I was trained. I pushed the contract ahead with the pen, and she started filling it out. I'm like, how did that happen? How did that? So I've learned those skills.
Did you have a conscience then?
I guess not. But they're Bible stories.
Do you have one now? Yeah, the irony. It used to be that a guy made his living just selling Bibles door to door. I love the new generation. We sell animated Bible stories. Anyway, sorry. So what did you learn from that?
Well, I love letting people sleep on their decision. They say, I want to, let me sleep on it. And I'm like, I encourage that because I hate buyer's remorse.
Yes.
I'm selling a service that's pretty expensive.
Right.
And I don't want somebody to have buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
I want them to really know, this is a fit. This is, I'm going to commit to this for a year. And we're focused on that result. And I want to make sure we're both aiming in the same direction. You're going to be committed this whole time. And so I talked to them about the pros. Here's what we're hoping for. This is why I think you're a fit. So we can accomplish this, this, and this. Here's what we're up against, though. The first 4 to 6 months are going to be pretty boring. They're going to be pretty slow going. We're only going to start generating just a trickle of leads coming in. And so are you going to be able to handle that emotionally? I ask them questions like that because I really want them to have proper expectations. And when they say, yeah, I'm ready to go, they're not going to have something creep in later.
Yes.
So I have all that terminology or that verbiage in the agreement to let them know here's what we're hoping for, here's why we believe, why we're working with you, and here's what to expect. And
yeah, and doesn't that? It would seem to me that kind of transparency, even though it's almost demanded in this generation, but still people don't necessarily really live it. And I would think if you're that transparent and you're that honest in your assessment of their objectives and sleep on it, and I don't want to take your money because if it's not a good fit, that has to bode well for your reputation in your business, where people say, he's fair, he's honest, blah, blah, blah. Do you find that? I mean, is that feedback you get? Is that what people should expect if they're kind of living that level of integrity?
The biggest switch that I feel myself is the pressure is gone.
Yes.
Because there's the urgency. I've got to pay my bills and I've got to make this sale. And it's I'm so glad that I don't have to operate in that space because that's no fun. That makes sales miserable. And maybe that's what people are afraid of is I've got to make a sale and I'm going to be pushy and I'm going to. But when you're really a consultant and you're looking at their business saying, okay, this is the level you're at. This is where your revenue is, for example, and this is what I want to take it, and this is what I've been trying, and look, if we follow this path, I think this could really make a big difference. I commonly say, yeah, we're going to make a 6-figure investment here, but in 12 to 18 months, it's looking like we could add an additional 7 figures of revenue to your business. Mm-hmm. If I look at that and see, yeah, I think that's realistic, they look at it and think it's realistic, of course we're going to move forward.
Yeah. And like you're saying, the freedom from the stress and the pressure, when you're not overselling or overpromising, allows you to sleep well at nights because you're not facing potential litigation or other harassment. Hey, I'm spending all this money on your services and it isn't working. You've created realistic expectations up front and been honest and open with, I'm going to take your business or I'm not. and now it's your choice. Leave it to them, basically. You paint the scenario and then leave it for them to decide based on pros and cons.
And I could certainly do a better job of follow-up. I'm sure I could call them more and get higher percentages or whatnot, but I really do leave the ball in their court to make that decision.
That's awesome.
Now, I've got a gift for you, okay? I wrote a book. I published this earlier this year, but it took me 2 years to write. This is a book on how to leverage YouTube to generate leads in your business. And so if that's something that you want to do, I want to give you my book for free. Now, you do need to pay the shipping cost, but as long as you cover that, this is my gift to you. Just go to natesyoutubebook.com. I know if you read this book, you'll really be able to do what I've done on over 50 different YouTube channels and really leverage YouTube to generate leads. I've helped channels produce 7 and 8 figures just from following this strategy. Enjoy.